Admiral Vax of the Galactic Hegemony surveyed the tiny blue planet from the bridge of his flagship. Earth was barely a speck in the vast territory that Hegemony controlled. Yet these humans had refused to surrender despite being surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in this sector. They have fewer than 1,000 ships, his second-in-command, Lieutenant Dorn, said with a laugh. Most of them not even equipped with standard gravitic drives, our fleet numbers in the millions. Send the ultimatum again, Vax ordered, his 6 eyes blinking in sequence. Perhaps they failed to understand our technological superiority. The humans had been discovered only 30 years ago, a primitive species barely reaching for their nearest planets. The hegemony, spanning 17,000 star systems, had initially ignored them, but recent scans had detected unusual energy signatures emanating from Earth's military installations. Whatever technology they were developing needed to be controlled by the hegemony. Admiral, Dorn said, they're responding with laughter. Vax's exoskeleton stiffened. Explain. The human commander, someone named Jack, says they've been expecting us. He says they're ready to demonstrate why we should leave immediately. Preposterous, Vax clicked his mandibles in the hegemony gesture of dismissal. Prepare the first wave. We'll take their orbital platforms as a warning. In the command center beneath Earth's Himalayan mountains, Commander Jack Wilson turned from the communications array to face his team. Unlike the grand warships of the hegemony, with crews of thousands, Earth's main defense consisted of just 12 individuals seated in a circle, their eyes closed in concentration. They think we're bluffing, Jack told his chief strategist Tom. 1,000 ships against millions. Tom smiled, his eyes still closed. They count hardware. They don't understand what we've become. The 12 had been selected from billions of humans, representing the strongest manifestations of abilities discovered just 15 years ago, when Earth's scientists had unlocked the dormant potential in the human brain, the true power of focused thought. Everything had changed. Remember, Jack addressed the group, minimal casualties. We want to demonstrate, not destroy. The 12 nodded in unison. Admiral Vax was about to give the attack order when Lieutenant Dorn made a strange sound. Vax turned to see his second-in-command standing rigid, mandibles quivering. Lieutenant. There, in my mind, Dorn whispered. I can feel them searching. Across the bridge, other officers began to freeze, their compound eyes widening in apparent terror. Communication channels erupted with confused reports from other ships. All vessels maintained formation. Vax ordered, but his words were cut short as a presence brushed against his consciousness. Asterisk, we have no wish to harm you. Asterisk, a calm voice spoke directly into his mind. Asterisk, but we will defend our world. Asterisk. Vax tried to resist, but the presence slipped through his mental defenses effortlessly. Suddenly, his vision blurred, replaced by images of Earth's history, centuries of human warfare, technological advancement, and finally, the breakthrough. He saw humans learning to harness thought itself to project consciousness across vast distances, to manipulate matter and energy with only their minds. He saw the 12, chosen from among billions, trained to channel the collective psychic energy of an entire species. They're receiving our message, Kate said from her position in the circle. The youngest of the 12, she specialized in communication. The Admiral understands now. Jack watched the tactical displays as confusion spread throughout the alien fleet. Ships were breaking formation, some turning their weapons on each other. Not through any human aggression, simply from panicked reactions to the unexpected mental contact. Mark, ease up on the third quadrant, he ordered. Remember, we're not here to cause fear. Mark, a former construction worker with unprecedented telekinetic abilities, nodded. The ships he'd been focusing on stabilized. Admiral Vax fought to regain control of his fleet as a demonstration of human power unfolded before him. A 1,000-ton cruiser was lifted and gently rotated by invisible forces. The command systems of 50 ships simultaneously shut down, then reactivated. Most disturbing of all, a precise beam of energy, not from any weapon, seemingly from nowhere, carved a perfect image of Earth into an asteroid at the fleet's edge. Asterisk. This is but a fraction of our capability. Asterisk, the voice continued in his mind. Asterisk, we have no interest in conquest. We seek only to exist in peace asterisk. How? Vax managed to ask aloud, knowing somehow that the voice would hear. Asterisk, your species relies on technology. Ours has learned to use what was within us all along asterisk. He's considering retreat, Tom reported, the deep lines in his face showing the strain of maintaining contact across such distances. But he's afraid of his superior's reaction. Jack nodded. Show him one more thing then, Lisa. The oldest of the 12, a gray-haired woman who had once been a quantum physicist, smiled slightly. Her specialty was precognition, the ability to project probability streams into the near future. Vax suddenly saw two distinct futures unfolding before him. One where he ordered the attack, resulting in catastrophic losses and his eventual execution for failure. Another where he recognized humanity as a unique power deserving of respect, leading to an unprecedented alliance that would ultimately transform the hegemony itself. When the vision faded, his decision was made. All ships, stand down, he ordered. Prepare diplomatic channels. Lieutenant Dorn, finally free from the mental grip, looked at him in shock. Admiral, a high command will demand explanation. They will receive one, Vax said. We have discovered not a primitive species, but perhaps the most advanced one we've ever encountered. Their power doesn't lie in ships or weapons, but in their minds. He turned to the communications officer. Tell Commander Jack we are ready to talk, as equals. As the hegemony fleet pulled back to a respectful distance, Jack allowed himself a moment of relief. The 12 gradually opened their eyes, exhausted but successful. It worked, he said simply. Tom nodded. They came expecting to find primitives with a few interesting toys. Instead, they found humans. Outside, Earth continued its quiet rotation, seemingly insignificant against the backdrop of stars. But the hegemony now knew what humans had discovered. True power came not from conquering worlds, but from mastering one's own mind. The tiny army had won without firing a shot, and the galaxy would never be the same.